and welcome to another edition of 40 Minutes with the Influential Leader. Amaya Abine, your host. You can call me TIL. 40 Minutes with the Influential Leader is a journey to self-discovery. It's a journey to become the best version of yourself. You see, when every one person, every single one was born, was made, was created by the manufacturer, by God, by Allah, by Buddha, whatever you want to call him, the one thing he did was that he deposited in us a seed. He deposited in you talents. He deposited in him, in her, potential. And he asked us to maximize that potential. Our goal, our ambition, our vision, our objective, 40 Minutes with the Influential Leader, is to see how we can help you to maximize your gift. We can help you to find that gift, define that gift, refine that gift, optimize and maximize that gift. And you can use that gift to dominate. Specifically today, we'll be talking about purpose and passion. You see, if I have to hit on this point continuously 10,000 times, then definitely I'm going to have some good impact. And if it's a wall and I have a hammer, it will break. But if I hit on this point, on this point, on that point, on this point, on that point, continuously, then I'll never have any result. We are talking about having purpose. We're talking about having focus. We're talking about having direction. And we're talking about having some energy and some drive that is stronger than death in purpose and passion. And of course, to give us more on this concept, on this precept of today, is the Project Spiritual and Community Outreach Coordinator of the Strategic Windjammer Advancement Guild for Personal Development, in the person of Mr. Ndifor Godfred. You can call him Influential Leader Cord. Of course, he will come to tell us what Cord and all the rest stands for. But before I turn to him, we'll take a break. Remember, you're in 40 Minutes with the Influential Leader, and see you in a while. Welcome back, beautiful people. You're on 40 Minutes with the Influential Leader. And on set today, we have Influential Leader Cord, Mr. Ndifor Godfred, who will be giving us more, who will be taking us through, who will be drilling us on purpose and passion. Hello, sir, and welcome.
Hello, Till. Thank you.
Nice to have you on set.
Same here.
I hope you're ready for us to rumble today.
Of course, of course.
Right?
Yeah.
So, Mr. Ndifor Godfred, Influential Leader Cord from Swag PD. You know, these wonderful people out there, I'm sure they'll not want us to have this discussion without you telling us something about you. So, you know, in brief, Influential Leader Cord, Mr. Ndifor Godfred, who are you?
Well, Influential Leader Cord, I will start with the full meaning of Cord. Cord is a culture of discipline. You know, when I was born as a child, when I was around 5 years old, there was this thing I will never forget. My aunt told me. I woke up in the morning by 5 o'clock. She was still sleeping. She woke up. She saw me. I was doing nothing. I just woke up and sat, looking at places. She told me, wow, at 5 o'clock you're up?
At that age?
At that age. So she told me, I believe that was a blessing, that if you keep up with this spirit, you are going to pass your ordinary level, advanced level, and your life is going to be good. So if you are disciplined enough, you are going to do things. So later on in life, I had to read this book by Jim Collins, Good to Great. I saw how culture of discipline brought companies from good to great. So I really took that as a precept. I baptized myself with that name. So
wow.
That's where the name comes from, and that is me.
Interestingly, you're a member of Swag PD, and I'm sure it's what you call your alias, some name you baptize yourself with.
Of course. You know, Swag PD are giving us the opportunity to rebaptize ourselves, because it's true I was born with Ndifor Godfred, but then my life, what directs me in life, what gives me direction is discipline.
What gives you focus?
What gives me focus is discipline. So when I entered Swag PD gave us the opportunity. That time that they gave us the opportunity to redefine ourselves, I took time. I took a lot of months to know what name to put to baptize myself.
Who you wanted to be.
Yes. So until the day I read that book, until the day I saw the impact of that in the society, in the companies, I got to understand that.
You know, it's very interesting that you actually talked about Cord before talking about your real name, which is wonderful. You know, it brings us to our discussion of today, because I think it's only somebody who has enough focus, who will focus more on what defines him in terms of the way, because somehow your name is just your name.
Yeah.
So talking about purpose and passion, talking about purpose, a quote goes that there is nothing more powerful than a human being with purpose. To these our viewers, and of course to me, could you tell us a little more about what that means?
Yes, I'll tell you that there's nothing more powerful than a human being purpose. Because if a human being wants to enjoy life, if a human being wants to feel satisfaction, if a human being wants to be happy, if you want to experience that inner peace, that inner joy, if you want to experience that inner fulfillment, then it is critical for that human being, for us all, to learn how to find our purpose, to learn how to find our purpose and serve it to society. By doing that, then we are going to be more powerful. Because, most successful people nowadays, I don't know if you ever asked yourself that why they are very rich, why they are very successful.
Of course.
Because then that's great. Because purpose is like a compass,
Okay.
like boat captain, a device that they use in the boat. So boat captain use that to locate the direction, because all of us know that boats sail in the sea, and the sea, oceans, there are vast bodies
Of course,
water.
vast.
Yes, and they have no signposts to direct us.
True.
So there's no magic that they'll be able to trace back.
We'll put some signposts on Photoshop. We'll use Photoshop to put some signposts.
So we do that, then that will be great for us.
Okay, until then.
So they use the compass to find their way out. If Cameroon is in the northern direction, then they're going to trace their way by following that direction. So that's the same thing that purpose is for us, because purpose is like a direction. Purpose is what guides us to do what we want to do. It's what guides most successful people to become successful. And that is why there's a marked difference between someone that's successful and someone that's in purpose and someone that is less successful or not even. Because a person in purpose will tell you that 24 hours is never sufficient for him because he has a lot of things to do. His agenda is full. But then a person without purpose is
always bored.
It's always
right?
bored. He has something to do. 24 hours too much. He or she doesn't know what to do in the house, So that's the difference.
You have an excess of time when you have no purpose.
Yeah.
And I cannot pretend that I've not been there, because I've been there, and I remember when 24 hours was definitely too much of time for me. Yeah. So in other words, someone who is most powerful on earth is someone who has some direction.
Yeah.
And you can call it focus. Of course, you can call it purpose. Wonderful. And I must say, I'm getting a little clearer now in terms of that. But however, in this journey to our full potential, my wonderful people out there, how do you make this possible? How do you start living? Because purpose, as you know, a lot of people think that there's a lot of time, 24 hours. So how do you start living in a way that this becomes possible, or this becomes a possibility?
There's this thing was, I've gone through life, I've observed that.
At your age, you've gone through life?
People always say that maturity is when you're old, But then I'll say maturity is wisdom. It's what you've learned over life.
That's true. I agree to that.
Yes, it's what you've learned over life. You might see a child of 5 years, but the way he speaks, the way he does things, different.
True, he shows some level of, as if he's old.
Of course. So that is it. So you must, what I've understood over life is that each and every one of us was born with a particular gift, a particular talent, that until the day we identify that gift, until the day we acknowledge that gift, until the day we sacrifice things to serve that gift, then we might not be successful. Because many people nowadays, like Mark Zuckerberg, like Oprah Winfrey, they're successful because they've been able to identify their why. They've been able to identify where they're going to. They've been able to solve problems, and that is what makes them successful. So just like God gave us this gift, this particular fingerprint that each and every one of us possess. I don't know if you ever ask yourself why in the whole world, the globe, people have thousands of fingerprints, but then they've never been similar.
It's true that somehow that's a very pertinent thing, to think that all of us, these millions of people, billions of people, have different fingerprints. It's interesting, I must say.
So you see, God is wonderful. So that's it. Which therefore implies that each and every one of us, you're not a fool, nobody's a fool. Each and every one of us have potential. Each and every one of us has talent, gift, that until you identify that gift, until you acknowledge that gift, until you serve that gift, then you might not be successful.
That's another way you not live purpose.
You do not live purpose.
Wow. So, dear viewers, you got it from him. Go look for your gift right now. Find your gift and serve your gift. Now, in purpose, in visioning, in all of that, the life plan, as far as I know, my little knowledge, a life plan is vital. A life plan is so necessary. It's pivotal.
Yeah.
Whatever word we would want to use in purpose, in living a life of focus, in having direction. So I'm just interested. What's the place it actually really occupies? Because you want to break it down for my wonderful viewers out there, so that they understand exactly what we are into.
The first thing is that you'll never be able to accomplish things if you don't plan your life. You'll never be able to achieve things if you don't have a set of directive to direct you. So for me, I must start with a definition. My ideal definition of a life plan is simply a living document that tells you what to do each and every day of your life. It's like a map that guides you, that directs you where to go, how to achieve this, But then, I must tell you that each and every one of us have this guidance system that guides you on where to go, why are you going there. So, if I have to break it down, I must tell you that guidance system acts like a GPS. A GPS is simply a device used in a car that first how does it work? It first locate your present location.
That's where you are at that moment.
Then with a set of parameters, it guides you on where to go. So that's the same thing that a life plan is in the discovery of one's purpose. Because a life plan will help you to direct, to prophesy to yourself, to project to yourself that, okay, in the next 5 years, where am I going to be? In the next 2 months, where am I going to be? In the next 10 years, where am I going to be? So it directs you. It puts you in a particular path. Unless you are focused, unless you have a clear pattern, a clear
direction
to follow, then you can never achieve things. So that's the way a life plan
fits into purpose. I'm getting clearer, and be careful, because my life plan is going to shock you. However,
nice.
Right, life plan sounds to me a little bit ambiguous. And I'm concerned about the viewers, because you want us to break this down. You want us to show them that it is possible. You want us to show them that you can actually make this happen in your life by yourself without any magic. So how do you make this less frightening? Because we could say a life plan might say, where am I going to in the next 10 years, for example? How do you make it more, let me even use it practical. How do you make it in a way that it's not frightening? Otherwise, it scares some of us and we run away.
Yes, that's true. Because I can remember the first day I was asked to draw a life plan. I took months. And the fact is, actually, I actually had an idea of where to go, but then taking a pen, drawing, carving it out, it's scary. It's true that I had desires. Many people have desires that after 5 years, after 10 years, they want to be here. But then, I believe there's emotion. There's the emotion that each and every one of us have. We have this emotion of desire. We have this emotion of fear. But then, when designing a life plan, you must be able to harness those emotions in order to draw them. Because until the day you harness them, you will not be able to draw a feasible life plan. So you must do that. So before I answer this, I must go with this quote that let your dream be your mission. No, let your dream be your vision, and your vision be your mission. And by God's grace, you are going to succeed. Because a life plan, the first thing you need to do when drawing a life plan is to, first of all, be able to identify where you are going to. You need to decide where you are going to. And when you decide where you are going to, then you have to clarify that with a set of vision. You must know that, okay, this is how that thing look like. So from then now, you key in set of directives, like goal settings. And when you set goals, then now you take action towards that. So I must emphasize that the power of goal setting can never be overemphasized, because, just like a sheep without a shepherd, that cannot fend for itself, that cannot survive. That's how human being without goals is. Because goals are just set of directives. Those are indicators that
they're like parts of your GPS, kind of.
Yes, exactly. You have gotten it. Yes, just indicators that directs you, that tells you that when you achieve this, it tells you that, okay, you're in the right path. When you locate this, you know that, okay, this is what I saw, so you're in the right path. So that's how goal setting is. So you must be able to set specific set of goals that you must be able to achieve them over time. And now when setting those goals must be smart. That is, they must be specific, they must be measurable, they must be attainable, they must be realistic and time bound. If for those that understand, I must take an example, a case study. Should in case you see a child or your child going to university telling you that, or I want to go to university after 3 years, I want to have a good GPA of about 3.5, 3.6. Good. Those goals are specific. Those are specific goals. So now, after that, you must set up goals that are measurable. It's true, you have always said 3.6 or 3.5, but then you must understand that in order to attain such goals, you must be able to have a CS, continuous assessment, of about 23, 25, about 30.
Yeah, that's true.
And an exam mark of about 57 in order to achieve those type of goals. Those are measurable goals.
I see. You want to call them like benchmarks and when you get there, you're able now to go to that specific goal that you set. I think I'm really picking up where we are.
So now after that, it must be attainable. Because the first thing is that you must be able to seek out goals based on your environment. You must take your environment into consideration.
You must contextualize, be pragmatic.
Exactly. So that you make sure that those goals will be attainable.
Yeah.
So
true.
after that now, you must be realistic. A child that has always been scoring 2.0 GPA, telling me that he wants to have a 3.6 or a 3.4
the next semester.
4 GPA, I mean, it's crazy. That should be Jesus Christ coming down from heaven.
Well, you never know.
So but then if it happens,
we'll celebrate, of course.
We'll celebrate. So now those goals need to be realistic. You need to be realistic in yourself. You must test self-integrity.
You must face facts.
Yes, you must be truthful to yourself. That's self-integrity.
Wow.
So because that is the only thing that can make your purpose or your gift to be attainable.
To come to life.
Yes. So now from there you need to be
time bound.
You need to ask yourself, after 2 months, where am I going to be? If I am aiming for a 3.6 GPA, how am I going to during which semester? Okay, you said 3 years. Okay, so the first thing is the first year I'm aiming for a 3.6. The second year should be 3.65 or 3.7. You should never go below that.
Yes.
So that is, and now you have to set up. You have to set up time frames in your daily life to achieve that. So that, because a child that it's true that everybody have different IQs, but then you must be able to set up time, plan for your life, plan for your school life. That after this, when I leave in the morning, I have to wake up at 5 o'clock to read. When I go to school, I have to come back to my assignment, then read again. Then you need to set up those times.
Yeah, in terms of.
Yeah.
Wow. I must say that I'm picking up already, and I can assure you that if you have to go out and come back in here, I'll give you results that you'll not believe. So, dear viewers, you've heard from him. If you want to be the most powerful human on earth, then first, you must have direction. And then second, you must try to find your gifts and serve that gift to the world. And then third, you must be able to have a life plan, because a life plan is like a GPS that will direct you on how you should go. And lastly, of course, you cannot overemphasize the power of goal setting and goals which must be smart. Before going back to our guest of the day, our resource person, we are going to watch this video which will give you much more about our discussion of today. See you in a jiffy. We'll take a break. You're on 40 Minutes with the Influential Leader.
When you wake up every morning, what drives you? If you want to live a life of success, a life of complete success, happiness and fulfillment, you must find your purpose. You see, if you don't know what your purpose is, if you don't know what drives you, what inspires you, then you have no reason to improve your life. How can you improve your life if you have no reason to improve it? Why do you do what you do? Why do you do what you do? What's the reason? Why do you exist? Do you know what it takes to be great? Are you willing to go that extra mile? I tell you time and time again, you will get tired. But if you have a why, we'll give you that extra strength, that extra foot you need, that extra hour you need, the courage. Why are you different from everyone else who's trying to do the same thing you're doing? What makes you stand out? Why are you so important?
Find your why. Your why will pull you up when you feel like you don't have the strength to get up anymore. Your why will keep you fighting when everyone else thinks you are out for the count. Why? Who are you fighting for? What drives you?
Is your purpose your family? Is it to prove the doubters wrong? Is it to prove yourself right? What is your purpose? Write down your purpose. Carry it with you everywhere. Feel it deep and promise yourself every day you will live your purpose with zero excuses.
Somebody's waiting for you to mess up. Somebody's waiting for you to give up. Someone is waiting for you to fall. So when you're challenged by life, what are you gonna do? When you feel like you're at your lowest point in life, will you throw in the towel? Or will you make the moves to be successful? Don't look back. Just remember where you came from and let that drive push you to go forward. It's not always gonna be an easy road. And when you reach success, you won't take it for granted. You'll cherish those moments you had to go through, those moments you were without. And when you fall down, get back up, dust yourself off. You need to find something that drives you, something that no matter what happens, this part of you does not change. This drive in you does not change. This purpose never dies. No matter how many times life knocks you down, your purpose pulls you up every time. This is the reason I will fight for my dreams. This is the reason I will not take no for an answer. When it hurts, keep going. Those cloudy days, those storms, telling you to keep going. Those times in your life when you can't see how you're gonna make it. Some things you can't change. You just have to live with. But if you do have a choice, make the right choice. Your purpose is that one thing that lights you up. It's the one thing that will get you up early. That one thing. When you're doing it, time stops. Your purpose may be something you don't want. It may be seeing someone in your past and thinking, no matter what, I will ensure I never end up like that. Your purpose is always something that lights a fire in you. I will do this no matter what. My family is counting on me. My friends are counting on me. I am counting on me.
Welcome back, beautiful people. Hope you enjoyed the video. It's all about purpose today. It's all about passion. It's all about having direction. It's all about using your GPS. We've been on set with influential leader called Culture of Discipline. We've been on set with Mr. Ndifor Godfred from SWAG PD, Projects, Communities and Spiritual Outreach Coordinator. And he has been blowing our minds away all through, right up to this point. And of course, you could join us to get more from these our wonderful guests. So, sir, it's been wonderful to have you.
Yeah.
I'm feeling very good. I'm feeling very excited because I'm moving to the next level thanks to you.
Wow.
Moving forward though, because I believe that one of the strongest ways to inspire someone is to see something realistic. And right now, I'm interested in your personal experience because You've gone through a training in SWAG PD before becoming a member, and you went through purpose and passion, purpose as a precept, as a concept on its own. What's your personal experience with these, comparing the two chords?
Okay, yeah, I get you. But then I must start this with a little story of mine. Because, when I was a kid, that's about 6 years old, I was in class
A lot
one.
happened to you while you were a kid, eh?
Yeah, that's it. So now, when I was in class one, I was in this school, GBS, Bastos. Bastos is a place, was a government school. And Bastos is the Bukwanga of Boya.
GRA Buya.
Yeah. So, it has big roads. So there was this day I had to cross the road alone. Keep in mind that in nursery school they taught us how to cross the road, looking left and right. So I crossed the road. I had an accident. A car from nowhere, Pajero, with this big IOS in front, knocked me down and climbed on me. But then, thank God, he never tried to grind me. So when I had the accident, they took me to the hospital. Guess what? That very day I left the hospital.
Wow.
And now when I left the hospital, I never had any brochure, nothing.
Interesting.
Yeah, so I can remember it gave me rise that day. I could not swallow it, but the following day was better. 1 month later, another accident. I had another accident, car accident again.
Okay.
There's a white car this time around. Now this car, I was crossing the road too to go to school. That was 8 o'clock in the morning. So later, by 10 o'clock, I went back to school. So I never had any hospitalization in the hospital.
This is interesting.
So now, later in life, after passing through a series of illnesses, in upper seat, I had to write examination to enter university. I've never loved to come to Boya. And I wanted to school either Yaoundé or Boya or Douala. So there's this exam of mine that I wrote FGI, the Faculty of Industrial Engineering. I wanted to do mechanical engineering. So I had to write that exam. But there's this thing that happened to me.
Mm-hmm.
It was a written part, section 1 and section 2, physics and math. When I wrote physics, they gave me a booklet. Living upper seat, we never saw. I've never been used to those booklets.
Yeah, those kinds of booklets.
So I had to, when they gave me the paper, was so easy that I had to jump directly. That's all.
Mm-hmm.
So I solved. But then, when I finished, I told my people that it's easy. Mind you, I was solving on my question paper. I was not allowed.
Oh my.
So now, when I finished, I never knew what was happening. Now I had to come back for math.
Mm-hmm.
So when I took math, I saw the lady in front of me taking a roller, cutting in the middle to separate the rough work from the wow. I had to take time. I asked myself, why is this lady doing this? So I had to not take a look at it. I saw bouillon. Bouillon in French, in English means rough work.
Yes.
So I had to take that. It was at that time that I noticed that I was sincere writing on my rough work. I wrote physics on my rough work.
Wow, interesting.
So now, but then I never gave up. I wrote math normally. I finished, I went. So now I had to write the Faculty of Agriculture. So now, while waiting for a result, I was doing physics in the University of Boya.
Mm-hmm.
I started physics in the University of Boya. When the result came out, I never passed FGI, but I passed the Faculty of Agriculture.
Okay.
Then from then, I started doing my agriculture, so to be an agri-engineer. So after that, my life during that time was just school, house, church.
Yes,
School,
conventional
house, church.
lifestyle.
I'll tell you that my life was really boring, My life was really boring.
You had excess time,
I
man.
had exercise.
24 hours was a lot.
It was really boring. It was really boring. So now, but the second year, I had to take a choir. So now during that time, I involved myself in one choir in Catholic Church. And now during that time, there was this set of people that had their training. They just organized the training. Now, there was this day I left my house just to come to church. I never even knew I was driving to go to church. So I saw these people, they were doing their training. I sat. I really felt motivated when I saw them doing their training. So now I had to ask the trainer what is happening. So the trainer told me that, well, the first batch has started and I'm late and I cannot start. I have to wait for the next batch. So this training program was TIL Full Potential program. So now, when the first batch ended, I was not invited for the second batch. And now, during that batch, I now sat, I became motivated, I became inspired, especially by the training, by the motivation, by the motivational video as you saw. Yes, I saw that. So that's each time they trained me, each time I saw those motivation videos, was like my spirit was bubbling, like magma.
Yes.
I mean, there was no way for it to be exploded.
True.
So now I had to take time. I had to observe myself, and I saw that was because it was my comfort zone. It's true, that spirit each time, that desire.
Yeah, it was there, but the comfort zone holds you back.
Yes, the comfort zone is holding me back. Low self-esteem is holding me back. So I had to sit. But then there was no way I could do it. I was just going to train. I just say anyhow, let me just go.
Yeah,
because
keep on going.
Each time I'm there, I'm motivated. Each time I'm there, I want to train. Each time I'm there, I feel inspired. But then that is where it was through that period, or during that period, that I identified my purpose. I knew that actually what I really love, what I can die for, is to train people. It's to motivate people, to inspire each life. To touch each life. So that's actually where I discovered my purpose.
Wow, what a story.
Yeah, so it was in TIL Full Potential Program that
you got to get some direction. You got to know why you came down here.
I came to this earth.
Wow, pleasant experience. But practically now, you've had your experience. I'm sure you're having training, coaching other people now. But practically, how do you build a life plan? Very briefly, how do you, practically, so that people out there don't feel lost in the whole thing?
So the first thing is that, just as I said, emotion or fear and desire, desiring to be a motivational speaker, desiring to be a trainer. But then I had to work on that first. That's the first thing. Being truthful to myself before writing a plan. I had to work on that. So the first thing was to come out of that comfort zone, was to boost my self-esteem. But then I could not still do that. But until the day a very good friend of mine, like limited. He was a very good friend of mine. He inspired me a lot. Until the day he had an accident and he died. He's of blessed memory. He's always in peace.
Amen.
So he died. It was that day that I had to. It's true I cried a lot, but then I later came out to myself, telling myself that there's no need for me to cry because I have no time left in this world. There's no time for me to be in this world. So the earlier I start doing my purpose, the better for me. So now his death was simply motivation for me to come out of that comfort zone, to boost my self-esteem. And that is where I actually came out of my comfort zone, actually boosted my self-esteem. So now the next thing is my vision was be a trainer to touch every life. That's my legacy. So now, how do I do that? I cannot offer anything. I cannot train any person. I cannot motivate any person if I'm not following that. If I have nothing in me. If I have nothing, I cannot give anything out. So now I had to refine my gift. I had to study. I had now to make my 24 hours useful until I'm asking for 48 hours now. So now I had to do that. I had to work on that each day of my life. I planned. After 2 months, I want to be like this. I want to be a trainer. After 6 months, I want to be invited in trainings. I want to motivate people. I want to speak to people and people feel it in me.
And that's happening already because I'm feeling you right now.
So now, I had to do that. By doing what? Refine my gift each day of my life. I had to attend seminars to meet other influential people that I had to study.
So I could connect with and build a network.
Network, yes. Study them on how they grew. So those are how. So now in 5 years, I'm seeing myself how a very big trainer, a very motivational speaker.
Wow.
So those are the things I had to do. Those are a set of goals I had to plan. I had to establish to myself in order to make that realistic.
In other words, get out of your comfort zone, refine your gift, and then start, determining in 6 months, 1 year, 5 years, and all of that. But how does one concretely know I'm in purpose? Because that's a big question. I'm sure many viewers out there are going to ask you after this that, how do I know I'm in my purpose, concretely?
Like Oprah Winfrey said, you're in your purpose only when you know that, you know what you do, you love what you do. you're ready to die for what you do, for what you are doing. So, and you're in you're in your purpose when what you are doing you never get tired of. And even if you get tired, the desire of that purpose, that love for that purpose will fuel you to keep doing that purpose, no matter what.
Could that be called passion?
Yeah, you can say. Yeah, you can say. Yeah, you can say
Desire
passion.
for that thing that you love.
Yes, of course. Because if you have purpose is like the vision, and passion gives you that drive towards it. So now, you must identify that your purpose must be big. That if God is not in, you will die. If God is not in, it can never be realistic. So now, you have to identify that. You have to know that, and you only feel that what you are doing is good when you have your jewels, when you are inspiring people, when you are ready to serve for nothing. So that is how, in concrete terms and in simple terms, you can really know that you're in your purpose.
Wow. Wow, I can't just wait. So, dear viewers, you've been hearing from him. You've gotten his personal experience. You've seen that it's not magic. You've seen that it's possible for us to do this. You've seen that it's possible to get out of your comfort zone, find your gift, refine your gift, and serve it to other people. You've known today, right now, that it's possible to actually know that you're in purpose when you are ready to give your gift for free, when you have some desire that no matter how big your vision is, you are ready to get in there and do the work. We are going to have more from our guests, but until then, we take a break, catch a jar of water, and see you in a while. Welcome back, beautiful people. We are almost coming to the end of this edition of 40 Minutes with the Influential Leader. And I must tell you, and I hope same, that I'm really, really feeling good about myself. And I'm sure after this, I'll dive again into a life plan. I'll dive again into picking up my GPS or picking up my compass and get more direction. And that's all thanks to Influential Leader Code. Thank you so much. Yep. It feels very good to know that there's hope. It feels very good to know that it's possible to find purpose and to actually know you're in purpose. One thing, before leaving, we talked about a little bit about passion, which you said is that drive, that desire to push through with your purpose, your vision. Mm-hmm. Now, I'm passionate about many things, right? I am passionate. I love doing many things. Mm-hmm. My concern now for the viewers, and I'm sure you out there, you're concerned about this too, just like me. How do you pick out your thing? Because I'm sure that for you to have the direction and the focus to produce the kind of result you want, you cannot do everything. How do you pick up that one thing which, will take you to greatness?
Okay, like I'll say go back to myself. I'm passionate about a lot of things. There was a time people say jack of all trades,
master of none.
I love research a lot. I love academics too, and I love watching TV too a lot, and I also love training, motivating people. I really love when I motivate. So now, but then, having all those desires, having all those passions about all those things, how did I actually figure out what I really love, what I can die for? The only person, like I earlier said on my code, that like your dream be a vision, your vision be a mission, mission with only God shall succeed. So the only way I could figure out that was by simply going back to the Father directly, because the way I feel when I'm doing others is not same. Because when I see my vision of training, motivating in a context of joy, love, and spirituality, you see, it's God. It's the Spirit that has to guide it. I can remember when I was telling this vision of mine, my sister told me that there's nothing, she's in the US, she told me that with such projects, only God can be behind it. If there's no God, then you're bound to fail. So it's the Holy Spirit that had to direct me on that.
Wow.
So you need to have the Holy Spirit to guide you on how to identify which
thing is peculiar.
Which thing is
And as
peculiar.
Socrates says that you must always go back to the manufacturer.
You must always go
It
back
could be
to
God,
Him.
it could be Allah, it could be Buddha, it could be whatever to you.
Yes, so you must do that because that is only when the Holy Spirit comes to you, it is the Holy Spirit that can free you.
Yeah, that can actually help you identify
Help you
specifically.
identify that and will guide you in meeting the right partners.
True.
That's what I'll tell you, like I earlier said in my life plan. You see, all what happened to me was not by mistake. Nothing happened to me first of all by mistake.
True.
So because the Bible says everything works for the good of all those who love God. So when the Holy Spirit guides you, the Holy Spirit might guide you to places that you will not like.
True.
Like Joseph, you know.
Out of the comfort zone.
Yes, like Joseph was taken from Israel to Egypt.
Mm-hmm.
Can you imagine that? But then it's simply because if you ask him, he says that he never loved because he had passed through series of tortures and frustration. But then with the help of the Holy Spirit, he could go
That
there.
passion was able to push him through.
That passion was able to push him through and make him successful because he became the governor of Egypt. So
Definitely at the age of 13.
you see, that is how passion does.
Wonderful. You know, I don't feel like letting you go. I don't feel like you stepping out of these sets, but we have to go. But before we go, could you take a minute and tell our viewers out there some message that will take them through, that will take them to the next level, that will take me to the next level?
Okay, I would say that, like Field said, each and every one of us is born with a particular gift. And we need to understand that this world will not live for long. Let death be our greatest motivator. Let death be our greatest motivator. When you are doing each and everything in your life now, you should know that one day you might die. And when you die, God will ask you this: what have you done when you're on earth? Because, mind you, trust me, you have a particular gift that without you putting that gift to practice or serving it to solve a particular problem, then thousands of generations will die. So you have to take death as your greatest motivator because there's nothing more powerful than a person's purpose.
And if you don't do that, you answer questions at the end.
Yeah.
Dear viewers, you've gotten it from him. You have to use death as the greatest motivator. If you want to be the most powerful person, the most powerful animal on earth, you must learn to find purpose. To find purpose, you must learn to find your gift and to serve that gift. To serve that gift, you must work on yourself. You must get out of your comfort zone. You must build a plan. 6 months, 1 year, 5 years. You must understand that you need to have some drive that will push you to the end. And like Joseph, no matter the gutters, no matter the valleys, no matter the difficulties you face, you will take it to the end. Thank you so much, A-Cord, for being here with us.
Thank you.
We are very, very grateful that you could make it, and we hope to have you another time.
Yeah.
Dear viewers, it's always wonderful being with you. I must say that I don't really feel like leaving you right now, but we'll have to leave so that other things could happen. But remember to always catch us the next time that we're on 40 Minutes with Sil. And also to the wonderful crew out there backstage doing this wonderful work, we say thank you. I hope to see you next time. We'll be talking about SWOT analysis. Until then, we love you. Remember, one bad entrepreneur can do the work of 100 hypocritical Christian entrepreneurs. But all the bad entrepreneurs on earth would never do the work of one true, extraordinary Christian entrepreneur. See you next time. Love you. Bye-bye.